Good morning. Today we are going to see Operating System Unit 1 Session 13. In the previous topic we have studied about client server system. So in today's topic we'll study about mainframe systems and spooling. So let us see what are these mainframe systems. So this is how the mainframe system looks like. So the mainframe systems are famous for their large size. Those are so much large like big rooms, small big room size, so much large those are. And these mainframe systems are famous for their large amount of storage, high processing power, and high level of reliability, where high processing is needed daily, and uh, and those are also famous for their speed. Those are called as fastest computers, mainframe systems. And mostly these mainframe systems are used at server sides. So in the previous topic, we have studied about client server systems, where there is a single server and many thousands of clients are connecting to that single server and demanding the information. And then the server is providing them. So the single server must be very strong in a size, in a storage, in a processing, and in a reliability in overall, so that it can fulfill the demand of every clients. So that's why the mainframe systems are mostly used as at server side. Okay. Mainframes are type of computer that generally are known for their large size, large amount of storage, high processing power, and high level of reliability. They are primarily used by large organizations for mission critical applications requiring high volumes of data processing, that is they run on entire corporation. So as I told you, where there is a daily high processing power is needed, and mostly this all happens in a large organization where daily these systems have to do their work, large processing, high volumes of data they need to process. A mainframe has an enormous storage space on disk and tape and an enormous amount of main memory. It works a lot faster than the fastest personal computer. It is the fastest computer and after supercomputer to execute complex and lengthy calculations. So as I told you, these are called as fastest computer because of high processing power, high amount of storage, high reliability. Because of this all, it makes this computer fastest. And it is also used for complex and lengthy calculations. Advantages of mainframe computer. Mainframe computer provides a great security against the attack of viruses, worms, spyware, and malware. These computers are also famous for their security. They provide the security against these all viruses, worms, spyware, and malware. Mainframe computers are compatible with all types of software and hardware. Because of different user connects with servers along with different hardware and software on their systems. So these systems are also famous for their hardware and software because it supports all types of hardware and software. So as I told you, this system is mostly used at the server side where many clients connect to it. So the clients may connect using their own hardware and software. So this system must be able to detect all these hardware and software, which type of client is using which type of hardware and software and which versions and all. They can easily communicate with server side without any interrupt. Mainframe computer deals with thousands of users to execute their instructions simultaneously. So as I told you, it is going to handle multiple clients, users. So this system must be powerful. So disadvantage, the mainframe computer is expensive. Obviously it is going to be expensive because it needs a large amount of storage, high processing power, high reliability, large size. So this is where it makes expensive. Mainframe system is handled by many users. Installation is also not easy. Lot of setups you need to do, and all the time you need to keep on tracking. A lot of maintenance is needed here for such type of systems. Now we'll see spooling. So this spooling is a temporary storage area which holds the data for time being, for a temporary purpose only, until the requested input or device becomes free, and the data which is there in that temporary storage, it takes that data as input. That means this input output devices takes the data as input from this spooling. For example, you can see in the printer where the documents are printed. So in printer, the documents or the files that are sent to the printer are first stored in the memory or the printer spooler. Once the printer is ready, it fetches the data from the spool and prints it. So let us understand this with the help of an diagram, and let us revise what we have studied here. Spooling is an acronym for simultaneous peripheral operations on online. So the spooling is specifically used for input-output operations. Is a method for queuing and holding data for input or output in a buffer. So this holds the queue of data waiting for their chance for using input and output device. This buffer is a special area in a memory or hard disk, okay, which is accessible to input-output device. So this spooling can occupy the space either from the main memory or either from the hard disk. If the main memory is full with a lot of queues, then it will use the hard disk. It is a temporary storage area to read data from input device or send data to the output device. So as I told you, this spooling is specifically used for holding the data who wants to use the input and output devices for reading and writing or sending. The spool is processed in FIFO manner, that is first in first out manner. So whichever the first data has come, first request has come and which is waiting in the spooling, so that data will be first to go out of that spooling area to use input and output device. That is, whatever first instruction is there in the queue will be popped and executed first. Okay, popped means is the first one to go out of that spooling area. So let us understand this concept with a diagram. You can see here. And this is the system where you have CPU and memory inside it. There is a input devices and output devices, and there is also a hard disk. So whoever wants to use the input output devices, that data will be stored in this main memory. If that main memory is full, then it will use the memory from the hard disk. And when the input output device becomes free, then data will be moved out to that particular input output device to use that. You can also see in this diagram, there are many computers which are connected, and the printers, and there are two printers here, printer 1 and printer 2, and you can see this is the Q1 and this is Q2. Okay, Q1, these two systems have sent the print request, and you can see this is a queue. So whichever request is first here, that will be the first one to get the printer. That is, it works in a FIFO manner, first in first out. So which request has come first, that will be the one to get the printer. Okay, as you see in your labs, so there is only one printer and many students use it. So whoever has given first request, that request will be taken first, and when that request finishes, then the next request will be taken. Same like you can see a queue where the requests are waiting, which are given from these systems, and this is another printer where you can see here another queue which are given by the systems. So one by one they will get the chance to use the printer. You can also see Okay, this we call as print spooler. So this is nothing but you can see here a number of requests which are waiting for printer to use. You can see here the number of requests which are waiting for printer to use, and this we call print spooler. That means here they are waiting for the chance for the printer to be used. See, jobs being printed. As I told you, it can use the memory from main memory or either hard disk, and that we call print spooler. And this is spooling jobs to be printed, and then it will be given to the printer. Now many gets confused between this buffering and spooling. So let us understand what is the difference between this buffering and spooling. The buffer is an area in the main memory and that is used to store or hold the data temporarily that is being transmitted either between two devices or from one place to another place. So this is the buffer is the main memory area that is used to store the data for temporary purpose. Yes, even this buffering is used to store the data for temporary purpose between two devices or from one place to another place. Like when you are copying the data from one place to another place for temporary purpose, it will be holding this in the buffer area or any other process. Next is spooling. See, a spool is a kind of buffer. So this is a type of buffer or kind of buffer that holds the jobs for a device till the device is ready to accept the job. So this means it stores that jobs or the request for temporary purpose until that device becomes free and until it is ready to accept that request. Spooling considers disk as a huge buffer that can store as many jobs for the device till the output devices are ready to accept them. As I told you, spooling it can either use the data from the space from the hard disk. Hard disk means where there is a lot of space to be stored. So some of the requests will be moved out to this hard disk, and those will be waiting until the devices becomes free, and once it is free they are ready to use it. They are ready to accept that. So this is the difference between buffering. Buffering it is a part of main memory, whereas the spooling is a part of hard disk. And buffering can be used for any process, whether it is a waiting process or whether it is file transferring process or deleting process, anything. Spooling is specifically used for input-output devices whenever the processes or whenever the users wants to use the input-output devices. In that case, this spooling can be used. So in today's topic, we have studied mainframe systems and spooling. So in the next topic, we'll come with some new topic. Thank you.